Why do I, as a man, feel more comfortable interacting with women than with men? I often put up a mask of toughness, and I am more inclined to keep my emotions in check when I am interacting with men. I feel inferior when I speak to other men, as I feel as though they are better than me, more masculine than me, and more confident. I think you answered your own question. In your defense, I think you are often around men with toxic masculine mentality. I'm not saying you share the same mentality. I hope you don't. It's just that you may be experiencing peer pressure to try to fit in with their version of masculinity. Sometimes it just comes down to vibes and who we get along with better. Doesn't have to mean anything, but I think insecurities have a bit to do with it. As someone who also gets along much better with women, how you were raised affects who you're comfortable around. I grew up with my mother and 2 sisters, almost exclusively, and my best friends have generally been girls. It's easier for me to make meaningful connections with women. At the end of the day, it could be preference or what you're comfortable with. And that's fine. If you are set on making more meaningful connections with men, try looking into some hobbies you're interested in and go take a class, partake, and find someone that shares your interests. I'll tell you, it's much less intimidating talking to a random guy if you're both nerding out over the same thing. It's not uncommon for people to feel more comfortable interacting with individuals of a particular gender. Everyone is different in their individual preferences for social interactions, and there are a variety of reasons why someone might feel more comfortable talking to women than men, or vice versa. It could be due to past experiences, personality traits, upbringing, or societal norms and expectations. It is possible that you have had more positive experiences interacting with women than men in the past, which has led to feeling more comfortable around them. It's important to remember that gender does not define a person's personality or behavior. Some men are more empathetic and accepting, while some women are more blunt and honest. It's okay to have preferences for who you feel comfortable talking to, but it's important to not limit yourself from forming connections with individuals based on their gender. I felt this way as a younger man as well. Not saying you are young. I felt inferior to other men because I had empathy for others and they did not seem to. I didn't have great male role models growing up. As I got older, I have shifted my definition on what a man is, or could be. A lot of those men in my life that I was uncomfortable around because I felt inferior are exactly the same some decades later. I now feel sorry for them because they have seemingly not grown as humans. You've already said it. You subconsciously, and consciously too, perceive other men as competitors. Competitors who are better than you. With women, you're playing on a different field, so there's less competition or overlap of expectations, experiences, etc. The toughest thing that one can do is actually acknowledging their weaknesses and mistakes, that you don't shy away from telling these things. Other men who belittle you of that have themselves very low self-esteem, so yeah, it's okay the way you are. See, I struggle with this with my 2 sons, because they haven't been taught the bro culture and how to be giga chads. They're funny, smart, and relatively confident, but both aren't comfortable with the boy cliques, even while being football players. Why? Because none of that makes sense. It's not valuable, or an intellectual conversation. It's a pissing contest and they don't have to pee. This makes things tough when they're young, but it isn't an issue when you get older. I don't know your age, but I'm guessing that you're relatively young. Girls have their own bro culture, cliques, but they don't really interact with boys in that same way. Sue, from an entirely measurable, objective, scientific perspective, J.K., It seems that boys and girls who are friends are generally on best behavior and talk about things that the other people might want to talk about. They're not inviting you to participate in their discussion about makeup tips. And you're not interested in ball-slapping pranks by the clique of boys over there. It's natural. It's normal. And the best thing you can do is to learn how to interact with everyone where they are, while not losing sense of yourself. The more you find what you like and what makes you happy, the more you'll find the people who you want to be around as the real you. In the long term, they'll be the ones who interact with you like normal humans, and you find that they contribute to you as a person without feeling like you're vulnerable. Toxic masculinity is a real thing, but in subtle ways as well. There are a lot of insecure men out there. Some of it coming from changing cultural norms. Some of it from the socialized competitiveness that typically gets attributed towards men. I remember being around guys who would lie about how much they drank the night before in college. Who are you trying to impress? I'll never forget one night I was playing poker with a bunch of guys, and we were talking about various topics. An existential question arose asking, would you rather sit through 60 seconds of male-on-male porn or watch 6 hours of NASCAR? Me, hating NASCAR, thought the easy answer was to sit through. Not masturbate or anything, mind you. 60 seconds of being slightly uncomfortable rather than waste 6 hours of my life. Well, you would have thought the reactions I got had me saying I was going to rape all their fathers. It was a mind-bending experience watching these guys' brains melt, their own insecurities brightly on stage. Couldn't understand how I could make my choice. They kept referencing it the whole night, and when I left someone lobbed the comment, "Go enjoy jerking off to your gay porn." And incels wonder why they have such a tough time. I just don't like dudes as much. I hate talking about cars, the way machines work, or sports. I'm a sensitive person and want to be around other people who are in tune with that, which turns out to be mostly women. The few guys I keep close are intelligent, honest, open-minded people that I see traits I admire in. I also have a healthy distrust of men. Maybe because I saw my adoptive dad beating on and verbally, emotionally abusing my mom my entire childhood. I also see men as the perpetrators of nearly all of the most heinous crimes. Statistical fact and in my own observations. And generally don't trust their motives as anything more than ego-based. Plus women are pretty. There can be many reasons why someone might feel more comfortable interacting with one gender over the other. One possible explanation could be due to past experiences or influences in your life. For example, if you had more positive experiences interacting with women growing up, you may be more comfortable talking to them as an adult. It's also possible that societal expectations around masculinity and femininity play a role. Men are often taught to suppress their emotions and be seen as tough and masculine, while women are often seen as more nurturing and empathetic. This may make it easier for you to open up and be yourself around women, as you don't feel the pressure to conform to these masculine expectations. Ultimately, there is no right or wrong way to feel. It's important to surround yourself with people who make you feel comfortable and accepted, regardless of gender. If you find it challenging to connect with other men, you may benefit from trying to expand your social circle or seeking out activities or groups that align with your interests. To achieve happiness, it helps to be yourself and not someone else. A bit of effective behavior. Social manners or trying out new things is normal, but playing cool isn't cool anymore. When you get older, you might find yourself spotting dishonest actors. You don't necessarily need them in your life, and it's okay to create a distance. It doesn't matter what they think of you. You can't make everyone happy. Different personalities, Being confident in your own route may also come off as cool or sympathetic, and you attract more like-minded people. The women are wonderful effect. I'm somewhat similar. I'm a straight guy and I've always been the dude that is the cool but also the more unusual homie in the male friend group. Some gay guys aren't sure whether I'm straight or not at first. Has always had 1 to 3 platonic girlfriends since high school. When I say that, I mean legit platonic. Not like I was chasing a girl and then it just didn't happen. I mean like I never went for it or viewed things in a romantic way even if my friend was undeniably attractive. Hanging out with my girlfriends is different than with my guy friends, but I've never felt like I was holding back anything. It's just different. I wonder if your confidence and comfortability levels has to do with an intrapersonal matter. If who you are with your girlfriends is your authentic self, how might you bring that self to your guy friends? Or frankly to a group of guy friends? Always remember, even without malice, some friendships just run their course. You deserve to have fulfilling friendships, and if your guy group isn't lending that, there are more empathetic guys open to new friends. We exist. I have a similar issue that I have yet to place, but some of my favorite people to spend time with have been lesbians. My only guess is we can talk about women kinda like normal guy friends, but there is also no underlying attraction to each other is my only rationale. I feel more comfortable interacting with them because they all seem to be nice to me. Quite a few of my male friends can be absolute dicks and make me want to punch them. All my female friends are super nice to me. Most of my long-lasting friends are women. No idea why. Same. I don't really like speaking to the average men. Like they often wanna be though. Talk about who they would do stuff with, how often they go to the gym and stuff like that. Meanwhile, I am a more nerdy person who loves video games and has a more caring side. Women are more open about emotions. Traditionally they are caretakers and stuff, and they are often less blunt when it comes to emotional talk. It doesn't help that the stereotype for a man is be strong, emotionless moneymaker who goes to war. So if you're like me, not a stereotypical man who wants to be strong, make money and be tough, then it's not surprising you find it easier to talk to women. Also, there is something called a femboy. It's exactly what it sounds like, and there is even a femboy flag to represent them. It's a bit of an extreme, but it's just to show you there is more than just the stereotypical men out there. You're not alone. You're not weird. You just haven't found the right people yet. I used to feel this way until I started hanging out with more emotionally mature men. I didn't so much feel less masculine. I've just never been interested in spending 3 hours talking about nothing but tits and trucks. Maybe look for friends who have shared hobbies. The men I get along with most, I befriended in pursuit of our shared hobbies. You're being pressured to fit the toxic masculinity idea of man with these other men. Something that you don't want to adhere to. The women you know aren't putting that pressure on you, so it makes sense you'd feel more comfortable with them.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.